tradition from which he came continued solid. Juan Berenguer took half a season to double his career total in saves, his 14th coming in his 39th appearance of 1991. 3 saves later, he was on the disabled list. Sadly for them, injuries would keep both on the sidelines down the stretch, but their contributions in the dog days can't be overlooked. And here came John Smoltz. With the help of a sports psychologist, he began to turn his season around.
Braves win. Another curveball. And Smoltz does end it with a flourish. Listen to this crowd.
And Otis Nixon continued his own record-breaking season on July 30th in the 7th inning.
1 man out, a runner first. There he goes. And he's going to be in there with stolen base number 58. A record that has stood through Boston, through Milwaukee, and through Atlanta since 1913 now belongs to Otis Nixon.
One of the hallmarks of this club throughout the season was its absolute refusal to give up. We saw it night after night, but perhaps never was it more evident than on the final day of July against the powerful Pittsburgh Pirates. They were down 6-1, and most teams would pack it in and save the energy for tomorrow, but not these Braves. This was supposed to be Deion Sanders' final game before reporting to the Falcons training camp. Watch the style with which he left. A staggering 3-run homer that got the Braves right back into the game.
1-2, drill deep toward right field. Bonilla back toward that wall. That ball is out of here. Deion has done it tonight.
By that point, the fans almost sensed what was destiny.
Well, with Deion Sanders, you know he's going to leave with a bang of some sort. It's a 6-5 Pirate lead. The Braves are struck for 3 in the inning. The runners their leads. High drive deep toward left. The Braves have a 2-run lead right now.
This place is up for grabs. Jeff Blauser put Atlanta out in front 8-6.
It was dramatic and great fun, but just another night for these guys. They would come from behind to win 37 times, something they grew to expect of themselves. It didn't matter how far they were down or what inning. 3 in the 9th to the Reds, no problem, even against Rob Dibble.
Cabrera has a homer, a double, walk with the bases loaded. He's had a good game. The 0-1 pitch to him. Swung on, driven. Deep left field. This game is tied, folks. It's out of here. Cabrera. The miracle occurred. 2 outs, nobody on. Double walk and long ball.
That merely led to a Braves win in 13, as expected. As they began to solidify their claim to contenders, Tom Glavine was laying claim of his own to consideration for the Cy Young. But right behind him in the rotation was a 21-year-old babyface kid who would give him as much chase as anybody in the league. Steve Avery got stronger as the season progressed.
The good changeup strikes out Craig Biggio. That's the first strikeout of the night for Steve Avery, and another 1-2-3 inning. He is now retired 7 straight.
And so it became a bit of a challenge among the 4 men who would make up this same rotation all season long. Glavine, Avery, Smoltz coming alive, and then Leibrandt, the old-timer on the staff, but just as effective. On the way. He struck it out. They fed on each other, every member of this team, challenging each other to greater heights and achieving them. Soon, Justice and Bream rejoined the team, and they took dead aim on first place. It was late August, the time when most Braves teams in the past had been playing in front of 3,000 or 4,000 fans and for fifth place. But not this August. On the 27th of the month, the Dodgers had lost already, and here were the Braves ready to finally shove them aside at the top.
They're all on their feet here with 2 out in the ninth. Everybody's standing. Here we go. Little tap toward third. Pendleton field. Throw. From worst to first. Listen to this crowd. The Braves have tied the Dodgers for first. Total. First, let's watch as this club gets to the dugout. Listen to these people. They have gone nuts.
The very next night, Glavine won his 17th, and the Braves are in first place by themselves, the latest into a season since August of 1983.
Caught by Lemke! Oh, what a play by Mark Lemke! Run up the batter! They're on their feet. There's a fly ball right. This game is going to be over right now, and the Braves win it. And you look at the scoreboard in center field. It shows the National League West. The Braves a half game in front of the Dodgers. Atlanta now 14 games over 500 with a record of 70 and 56. The Dodgers a half game back. They play the East-leading Pirates tonight in Los Angeles.
There is joy in Mudville. The drums are louder. August would give way to September, and the race was on. Back and forth they fought like valiant boxers. The word destiny had been whispered about the Braves for a few months, but never shouted as it was one warm late night in September. A trio of Braves pitchers, Kent Mercker, Mark Wohlers, and Alejandro Pena, combined for the first three-man no-hitter in National League history, beating the Padres 1-0. We're in the top half of the ninth, folks. It's 1-0 Atlanta. The Braves 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. San Diego no runs, no hits, 1 error. Pena with a 1-2. Bouncing ball second. Lemke's got it. 1 down. Hernandez. Fly ball left. Should be out number 2. Nixon. 2 out. The sign by Olson. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball third. Pendleton. It goes off his glove. And I don't know how they're going to score. It's going to be an error on Pendleton. The no-hitter still intact. An error. I don't know if he lost it in the lights. He came across and had a problem with it. It'll be charged an error to Terry Pendleton. Let's look at it again. High bouncer. He came across. He might have looked at Belliard out of the corner of his eye to avoid a collision. And here is Tony Gwynn. As I said, most fans, most players looking for the win. Anything else is gravy. So a high bouncing ball that confused Pendleton and Belliard. It was not hit hard. And they have a runner at first, Jackson. And the pitch. Strike. 1-1. You could cut the tension with a butter knife. No balls, 1 strike. Everybody standing. Gwynn, National League's leading hitter. And the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, deep left field. Nixon back. He's got it. A no-hitter, and the Braves win. They'll never go home tonight. The fans standing. And more importantly, the Braves have assured themselves that they're still in first by a half game. You talk about America's team? There they go, folks. What a night. The Braves' first no-hitter since Phil Niekro 18 years before. But then, what a season. And there was still a month to go. A month of tremendous highs and very dispiriting lows, on and off the field. They were given so many opportunities to legitimately fold their tent and steal into autumn. No fans would have argued. They had already gone so much farther than anyone ever expected. And now they lose Otis Nixon. The ultimate leadoff man who was leading the league in steals failed the drug test and was suspended for 60 days, the rest of the 1991 season and into 1992. What he had built for himself was gone for now, but what would happen to the team he left behind?
The only thing we can do as a team is just, as I said earlier, is to just grow closer together as a team and try to play a little harder and make up for his absence. And these guys have demonstrated they can do that when we lost some key players earlier this year. So I think they can do it now.
Well, there's no problem, to be honest with you. We've overcome a lot of things, and we have Lonnie Smith, who I like an awful lot anyway, so I don't think we're going to miss a lot. And that, if our pitching continues to pitch well, we'll be okay.
Instead of folding, they gathered themselves together, put the veteran Lonnie Smith in Nixon's spot, and rode him through a very difficult time.
Deep to right field. Back to the wall goes Howard. We're tied. There goes the no-hitter. There goes the shutout. There goes the one-run lead. And here come the Tomahawks.
It had been a two-team race for most of the second half, and it looked as if those two would take it to the wire. The Dodgers and the Braves, neck and neck. And fans began pointing towards two weekends in late September, one on the East Coast, the other on the West. 6 games between these two would surely settle things. The Dodgers came into Atlanta on that first weekend a half game back and left trailing by 1.5. The Braves taking 2 of the 3.